What up? What up? What up? We are back at it with another episode of No
Come
Balls,
on.
Just Things. Not those types of balls, nor things you purposely get your mind out the gutter. We talk about ball pythons and things, but Monday we really don't talk about ball pythons so much. So tonight we're gonna be talking about some blood pythons. So make sure y'all tap in for that. If you didn't hit that like button already, hit that like button. You just subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to my broski too. Subscribe to my broski. RWO we jumping off. So he do it on it happens on multiple channels, and make sure you catch him on Saturdays too. Sipping with Serpents, the show. Anybody catch a replay? Hashtag replay game. If you don't want to hit the like button, hit the dislike button. Because YouTube can't tell the difference. I don't know, YouTube can't tell the difference. So dislike, like it don't matter. Just do something. If you're new to the chat, man, say something I can make you blue. This is a participation show. So no people times allowed. So say something. How you doing, broski? What's up, Missy? What it do, Jay? Thank y'all for tapping in.
Outdoors with Jay. What's up, Jay?
Yeah, that's the little homie. He was on just starting to pit about a year or so ago. Yeah. It's good to see you in the building, man.
Come on.
Man, I was telling our guest, man, this week, I gotta do mandatory overtime. I want to see Spider-Man this Friday, so I have to wait till Saturday. So I hope nobody ruins anything and any spoilers on Friday. And so anybody, don't post nothing about the movie. Nothing if you see it before me. Don't post nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to see nothing. How was your weekend?
Good. How about yours?
Pretty good.
Getting ready for Daytona. Order some stuff for Daytona. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, damn, coach, you back to after school schedule? That sucks, man. It sucks. You got to deal with those freaking kids now.
After school schedule.
Yeah.
We got a few weeks. I think like 2 more weeks for us.
Yeah. Man, Florida will be early. I guess it's Arizona too then. Damn. It's wow.
Yeah, Nick was talking about they start like the beginning. I think the first day is the last day of next week, like next Friday or something for them in Georgia. I was like, oh shit, y'all already know that.
Yeah, that sucks too. Sheesh. I'm glad them days is gone. Long gone. So let's drop the Coco video.
Let's do it. I got you. Can you hear my mic fine? I changed my mic. My other one seemed like it was messing up.
Yeah, I can hear your mic. It was a little echo, but it stopped. Wait, no, there's a little echo. It's a little echo.
I think it's because I changed it. Hopefully I changed it. It might be this. Might fix it. We're gonna find out. We'll see.
Shout out to Chris being this reptilia. Not only does he service Coco to go and chipper, man, he also breeds ball pythons, boas, and colubrids, and rodents too, man. So he does it all. So if you're looking for anything like that, man, just hit that brother up.
Check him out.
Check him out. So yeah, we're not gonna make our guest wait much longer. So let's bring him out. Let's welcome Blood Baron Reptiles to the building. To the next round of applause.
Let's go, guys.
Good. Thank you for joining us, man, and on the short notice too.
Yeah, no problem, man. Everything just kind of worked out schedule-wise, so happy to be on.
Come on.
Yeah, it's tough. He does tattoos, Justin, which is I love tattoos. So.
Oh heck yeah, we love our
Hell yeah.
We're tatted up. So introduce yourself. Oh yeah, Riz back, all done. And tell us about yourself and your business.
Yeah, my name is George. I run Blood Baron Reptiles. Mostly focused on blood pythons for now. I've been keeping them for about 13 years at this point. but this is my first year to actually go into breeding. So just a lot of learning, a lot of things to kind of dive into that other side of the hobby. It's been really cool diving into it so far.
Heck yeah.
13 years. So what was it Bloods the whole 13 years, or you was in the other reptiles?
Yeah, so blood was my first ever snake that I got.
Oh,
Yeah, so I didn't even know bloods were a thing. I just went into the local reptile store and I was just looking through everything. And I was familiar with ball pythons because, growing up, I had a couple of friends that had them, and I was like, oh, these are really cool. But once I kind of had my own place and was doing my own thing, yeah, I was looking around and I saw this one snake, super thick, really cool pattern. I was like, yo, what is this? And I look at the tub and it says blood python. I was like, I've never heard of this. But it looks so cool. Love the head shape, the look of the eyes. And I was like, hey, like, is this the only one you have? And they're like, yeah. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. And it was not something I recommend for most people to do nowadays because, I had no idea what to do.
yeah.
But I was just so enamored by it. I knew that I wanted to get everything right. And literally the next day, I was like, all right, let me grab this, let me grab this, let me grab this up the way that I can, make it work for them. Jumped on every forum I can find and just kind of see everybody's like info and things like that. I just took it from there and definitely made mistakes and things that I wish I could have done for him back in the early days. But at the end of the day, we're all trying to learn things, especially first jumping into it with your first reptile or snake. It's just, I give people a lot of grace because I was there for a long time, just kind of like going up with my pants, hoping that things worked out. But when people are actively looking for info, I'm always trying to help them out, always trying to just answer any questions they got, even if it's like the same question over and over, it doesn't matter. As long as you're trying to learn, then I'm here to help.
Nice. Blood scare me. I'm not even on front. Justin knows
I was,
that's
Yeah, I was super fortunate. My first blood, he was super chill. Never struck at me, never had any issues with it. He was as, calm as you would see any ball python nowadays or even back then. I got super fortunate with that. And I think it was only until I got my maybe sixth blood where I ended up with one a little more on the spicier side. I was already like, I think it was like last year when I ended up with that one. And like I said, I've recently jumped more of them for breeding, so now I'm kind of getting more of a variety of personalities for them. But they all were super chill.
all right. So, what got you? What made you start wanting to breed?
So that same first snake, I actually he passed away last year, I believe. So it's been about a year and a half since I haven't had him anymore, and just kind of felt like I wanted to take an almost like a second chance at like refreshing everything that I've learned from that first point of starting all the way up to now and being like, you know what, like something in me just kind of really wanted to push into the other side and kind of like in a way that kind of more relax him and like the growth that we both had going up into when he finally passed.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. That's what's up, though. The breeding. Is it difficult breeding? Because how long was you trying before you had your first clutch?
So this is where it's actually really hilarious. I actually wasn't planning to air anything until December of this year. What happened is two of the females that I got ended up just winning clutches on their own. So yeah, so I was just there. It was like the end of May, and I was getting things situated because we were about to move to a new house, and yeah, I checked out your enclosure, and my ivory female just ended up with eggs, and I was just like, oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
So yeah, it was really scary because it was in the middle of the night, and everybody else trying to reach out to wasn't awake. So I'm just like, what do I do? What's the steps here? And luckily, there was one breeder at the time, and he definitely helped me out, walked me through everything on a call, being like, hey, you got this, you got this, you have this, you have this. And I was like, yeah, I got all of that. So helped me kind of run through all that. Got him in an incubator, and All right, from there we'll just take it day by day and we'll figure it out. So it's like, all right, awesome. So
Heck
that
yeah.
was very fortunate for me, but also a big surprise ending up with the collection. I wasn't planning to, end up with any eggs until later this year.
Come on,
Okay.
come on. Now that's pretty crazy.
Oh.
So was it like the person that you purchased it from? Did they tell you what the pairing was, or did you? I mean, obviously, because you didn't pair it, right? You know.
No, I did not. So it's I reached
That's pretty cool.
I reached back out to him because he wasn't the breeder. He had gotten the blood from another collector, so that also wasn't the breeder. And I just couldn't get
Oh
like
wow.
as far as like
That's
what.
wild.
So I have basically a mystery clutch that I'm just like trying to figure
Oh
out.
wow. And do they have shed tested for blood balls? Oh well, blood.
They're starting to do that. I believe it's Rare Genetics. They've been pushing out posts being like, hey, blood owners, send over your sheds, all that. I've been trying to send a couple of mine to them, but every time one of mine sheds, another one got in blue. So I'm like down to like 13 sheds right now. It's like, okay, I think this is the stopping point. So sometime this week I'll ship out all those sheds over to them. Hopefully it works out for them.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Coach has a question. Is it Borneos and Sumatran short tails or just bloods?
As far as what I keep, as what I'm breeding blood only. I have two Sumatran short tails, male and a female, but I don't really have plans to breed them. They're a little more on the domestic side, and until I get like the ball rolling, until I get a little more experience and capacity to like manage everything, then maybe down the line I'll get into short tails. But right now, it's just like
Heck yeah. So how many was the first clutch? Was it for you? How many eggs was there in there?
so she ended up laying 9 eggs.
Okay, so it wasn't too bad. It was manageable then. It wasn't like, oh shit, there's like 20 eggs
Yeah,
here, you know.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's super young too, which is why it wasn't a huge clutch.
Okay.
I was kind of surprised. There's been a lot of question marks with her clutch because she's just about maybe 3.5 years old. So she's right on the cusp of like being breedable. A lot of people like to wait a little bit longer,
Right.
but I got her totally assuming that she was not gravid, and then the egg was like, oh damn. So the question is like, okay, are we talking about like a pairing that happened right before they sold it to me, or is it potentially a parthenogenesis clutch?
Right.
So
That's
that was
what I was.
also a possibility with it.
Okay.
And actually, as of yesterday, the clutch is already starting to tip out, and I have one of the babies already out of the egg, which is a exact match to her genetics, so it's the ivory peak. So I don't know if that confirms or discredits the partho,
It's just crazy to
possibility.
me because like you said, she's pretty young to be
Yeah.
maybe right down a cusp. So for her to throw a partho clutch by herself, I would expect her to maybe be a little older than younger, you know. So that's why I was like, maybe it is pairing, but that would be really cool if it was, you know. At the end of the day, we can't play God in the role in this, so
No,
shit does
100%.
happen, you know.
Yeah, and I try to get as much info as I could from the background, but right now everything's just basically a giant question mark. And until the babies are out and until I see the condition and everything, I won't have like an actual answer for it. That's just what it
Right,
is.
right. Yeah, that's pretty crazy though. Like you definitely it's leaving a question mark, but then if you do hit now, has other people hitting partho clutches in those?
I was
Uh,
about to ask that. I've never heard of partho and blood.
Or would you be technically the first to do it, or has other
oh,
people done it? You know?
there have been other breeders that have had ortho clutches before.
Okay.
Yeah. From what I've been told, their survival rate isn't great. They usually come up with
Right.
kinks. There's a lot of like defects type of things going on with them. As far as this one baby that's already out the egg that I can tell, she looks fine. So there is a stronger possibility that she was just paired really early. She's also about like 3/4 of the weight that we usually recommend as far as like bloods getting paired up. So that's also why I was like, it might be Partho because she's pretty underweight for what I see most people attempting it for. But again, I don't know anything about the breeder. I don't know if they were reputable or if it's just a person that was like, hey, they look old enough. Let's get them in there and see what happens. I don't know.
Come on. Well, how have they been doing for you? They've been doing pretty well.
Again, as far as the clutch, the babies, one of the babies is out. The rest are still kind of tipping through. I got
Okay,
four,
so you're still waiting.
four,
Sweet.
yeah,
You're
4 that are coming out. Two of them are still in the egg. I haven't seen confirmation of like movement, so they might be stillborn. And then 3 of the other ones just slugged out. So uh,
okay.
I have potentially right now it's 4 confirmed, and then I might have 2 more, depending on whether they make it or not.
Okay. So
Yeah,
it's still not bad. I mean, I'd be
yeah,
happy to sell
yeah.
the first clutch. You get your and now and honestly, how you haven't dealt with the slugs and maybe even a stillborn, you're kind of getting your hands dirty and dealing with the
Yeah.
crazy stuff right now. Then
Mhm.
later down the road, it could be something that you're really anticipating on and dealing with it with.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah. And that's kind of how I'm taking it. It's just this is completely just a learning lesson.
Good
I don't have
clutch.
yeah, I don't have any direct like ties or anything that I'm like really wanting out of this clutch, so I can just kind of like take the mistakes as they come through. Obviously, try my best. I don't want them all to die, but if anything happens to slug out like they have, it's like, hey, no real big deal. Let's just take it as the lesson, figure out what to do better for the next one. So that's kind of how I'm playing it out.
Come on, I like it.
Yeah.
So now are you doing more pairings now? Have you already started some pairings, or are you kind of waiting until you do with
So
these that
I'm still
come
planning.
completely out?
Yeah,
What?
I'm still planning to start in December, but the other thing about it is that a month afterwards, so we're talking like the end of June, I just moved everything back over to this new house because I was moving from my previous home, and the AC blew out, and we're here midsummer in Arizona, so I had to haul all of my animals into the new house overnight. And once I got everything situated, my native albino also made a clutch. So um,
Let's
now I
go.
have 2 clutches. She absolutely was, had retained sperm. That's pretty much a given. She's already like I think believe like 9 years old. So I'm sure that they had paired her in the past, and she just held on to the stuff. So
Right.
um, depending on what it is, again, I don't know. Try to contact the seller and get any real information out of it again. So I'm just kind of like the second round of just the question. I'm like, all right, well, let's just see how it goes.
I mean, you gotta have your husbandry right because you're getting them over there and they're getting comfortable enough to be like, you know what, I could lay some eggs up in here,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So I could say you should have no problems breeding when it comes time to
yeah,
getting your clutches on the ground for sure. You
yeah.
know?
No, I'm hoping it's a good sign for sure. Because I mean, 2 unintentional clutches, wasn't anticipating it. Hopefully, that means something's going
Fact.
right. So, yeah.
Mhm.
For sure.
So, like, how much do you have in your collection right now? How many bloods? That's a question from Coach.
Ooh.
Gotcha. For blood specifically, I believe I have 13, and then including the 2 short tails, it's about 15 short tails in altogether so far. And then I have 4 more bloods that are currently pending because we gotta wait for everything to cool down over here. It's too hot to ship anything out right now. But
Mhm.
yeah, by the end of that, I should have outside of the clutches, I should have about 19 to 20 short
Okay.
tails. Bloods.
Where are you located at?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, Coach is down in Arizona too.
Oh,
The
cool.
Yeah,
desert,
that's
baby.
where he's
That's
at.
what I call it. Isn't that the desert, you know? No, I'm just
Yeah,
Yeah.
kidding.
just trying to survive the heat right
So
now.
what really got you into bloods? Like what was like you're like, you know what, I really want to focus into these guys. These are like what I really want to do, you know?
Yeah. So after getting my first one, again, I was just really captivated by the species. It took a minute before I actually like dove into like seeing what else was out there. I was very content with just the normal blood python. And then I think I ran into the Sumatrans and I saw like the chrome heads and they look really sick, black and silver. So I ended up grabbing a male from a breeder. And from there, I think after I got into maybe my third short tail, I really started just going just like seeing all the different localities, all the different morphs, things of that nature. But that was back in, I would say, like 2016, 2017. So things were still kind of barely developing. Um, bloods are definitely not as like I don't know the word for it, but they're not as super expensive as you would see like all the morphs for like ball pythons. I know there's like a ton of different morphs
Right.
and different things for ball pythons. For bloods, it's still a little bit on the smaller scale side, but even with that, bloods are definitely the more varied in terms of like more combinations and people working with them and finding new things for them. So I've kind of stuck with that. Sumatrans and Borneos, they don't have too much, maybe like a handful of different like visual differences, but
Okay.
uh, yeah, it gets pretty crazy. I just have really enjoyed seeing how they all look in the different combos. It just got me even more being like, I want that, I want that, I want that. And instead of spending, $20,000 on all the expensive morphs that I want, hey, let me just invest into it and just start breeding them on my own.
Right, right. And I can say actually, like a lot of bloods look great to me. The colors, the
Yes.
patterns. One thing
Yes.
I'm not a fan of them is the thickness of them. Just because they can get so wide. But
Yeah.
besides that, I can sit there and stare at the colors and the patterns
Yeah, I wish
all
ball
day, every
pythons
day.
get the same colors.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah, no, the reds are insane. I mean, outside of like colubrids, it's gonna be really hard to find like a really cool deep red python or constrictor. But yeah, there's a lot of breeders out there that have really been line breeding them for the last like 15, 20 years, I would even say. And yeah, they get so insanely red compared to like what you see like locale wise or like the mainlands. I plan to get uh, one or two of them so I can just kind of work on doing my own line breeding of a particular morph that I want to work on.
Heck yeah. Kind of
That's the way to
focus
do
in
it.
a direction or a color and kind of keep brightening it and keep running
Yeah.
it every generation, throwing in another mix. Come on. I like it.
Is there a difference in temperament between the Borneo the blood and the short tails?
So I can't speak for Borneos. I don't have one actually. I'm planning to get one next year. As far as any differences I see, both of my Sumatrans are super nice, super chill. I will say though, Sumatrans are a lot more food responsive. Uh, my male, he's the one I gotta kind of be careful with. I gotta make sure I'm a good distance away whenever it's feeding time because he knows when it's feeding day. The rest of them I can drop feed and I don't have to worry about them popping out or anything. They'll come with it already.
Come on.
Cool.
So no
What
crazy
what are you gonna
feeds
feed?
then.
What are you gonna feed the hatchlings? What do they eat? Bloods straight up.
I believe they start with pinky rats.
Pinky?
Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
How big? Oh,
Wow.
Let's
I
see.
wouldn't have expected pinkies.
I think it's about mm, maybe about like 9, 10 inches long. Yeah, but
So decent
they
sized
usually
babies.
don't wait until about like I think it's about like a week or 2 weeks after coming out of the egg where attempted feeding happens. So they got
Yeah.
some time to kind of get in there beforehand. Again, I'm still very new, so like don't quote me. I still haven't come to that part yet. But for what I was looking into, it seems that Pinkies is like a good start off for newborn.
And do you have to wait for them to shed first? Because like with ball pythons, we wait for them to shed before we feed them.
No, and it might take floods like 3, 4 weeks until they get into their first shed.
Oh,
So
okay.
uh, yeah, you definitely have to feed them beforehand. Again, exact dates I don't know, but I do know that it's not as the same as ball pythons where it's like wait to the first shed and then feed them. It just takes too long and they wouldn't make it.
Right.
Mhm.
So my are they pretty simple at getting them to start on food, or is it like kind of you gotta have some tricks into it up the sleeve? Like I know some
Hey,
species
what
are
up, bro?
easier than others. Like for instance, me
Yeah,
like ball pythons. Once I got into hog noses, like ball pythons is like a freaking cakewalk. Getting the hog noses, that was like holy shit. But
yeah. So again, not there yet personally, but from what I've seen other breeders talk about, I think it's usually like you get 2 or 3 stragglers that are just like being a little bit difficult in trying to feed first go. But you got those tricks where you can like, take a quail head and like put it with the pinky and see if that scent, that extra
come on,
food source kind of
yeah,
gets them.
Wellhead? Oh wow.
So different things like that can be done. At the end of the day, you can also force feed. I've never had to do that for any of my bloods, but again, I'm about to start this whole new process. It might have to be something I have to get some hand in. So yeah.
Right.
Do you buy your blood as juveniles, or you don't buy any hatchlings? You just
I typically don't do hatchlings. Most bloods I get are already around maybe like 1.5 to 2 years old. I just like them a little bit older, a little more where I can be like, hey, like, is the temperament solid? Am I going to expect anything out of them? And I can usually get a pretty straightforward answer from breeders. I just don't like the surprise, but there are a couple where I'm that are like on the year mark, and they're definitely a little more like skittish. I have a druid blood python, which is a new gene into bloods, where he's super nice, but there's times where if something kind of goes in his vision a little too quick, he get a little zippy, and he's just like, "Wait, what's that? What's going on?" And kind of have to, be a little slow with them. Nice slow movements, and make sure that they're not being like spooked easily. Because that's the thing; they're a little more
I
paranoid.
mean,
All it takes is just something really quick and really sudden, and they're gonna react to it.
Come on.
yeah, that's
At
what.
least you know it's not like super crazy. It's kind of simple, like I like it, for sure. Now you're saying the temperament's pretty simple with them. You know, I know Bosa will fight with me. I know you would probably fight with me, but to me, I've never had the greatest luck with them, and I've seen other people not the greatest luck. So how is
Yeah.
it like? Do you think with you breeding them yourself, do you think that the babies are definitely going to be by you handling them more? You think they're going to be way more calmer than what most people would kind of maybe experience with them?
So I lay it all down to one based off of their parents and two based off of the lineage of the animal. So breeders bloods, the big stigma is oh they're super sensitive, they're super aggressive, they're hard to handle, their temperament's very like sporadic. And it can be true, and it was true for a good, while, but breeders have been working to like really bring down that temperament. And now we've seen that through breeding through good temperament, we've been able to get them a lot more calm than what we would see like, again, 15, 20 years ago, things of that nature. So as far as this in particular, my boutique ivory, she's a sweetheart. She's super nice, never struck at me. So I'm hoping that that carries over to the babies. The one that's currently out of the egg, she's at the corner of the tub, literally right next to me. She's in full visual of me, like in her space. I haven't seen her coil up, haven't seen her relax. She's just kind of laying there, pretty relaxed. So that's a good sign on my end. But once I
Yeah.
start handling them, I really won't be able to tell you.
Right, right. That's what I kind of, from my experience over the time, like my first outlook was like, hell no, them things are wild, But over time, I could definitely say I've definitely eased off and been like, well, it's certain ones can. It's probably the people that really just keep them in a drawer and don't handle them the most.
Yeah, the ones that get scared immediately and like, all right, they get bit at, and then just like, all right, I'm putting you up, and
Yep.
so they know from that point on, all I gotta do is bite. All I gotta do is lunge at you.
No, and then that's um, I've had one blood that out the gate was just like, hey, leave me alone. I will try to get you every chance I get. And it took about 8 months of like not the most consistent handling, but at least 8 months of like going in there. I would wear gloves and an arm sleeve and be like, hey, like I don't want to get bit, and I want to also make sure that I'm like keeping you stable and keeping you in a position where I'm not going to do anything to alert you anymore. So I would, handle him around, move him around for about, 15 minutes, like every day that I could get him out of there. And it went from him constantly wanting to bite my glove to, being more cruisy around, being like, hey, okay, it's fine. And I think it was about maybe 10 months in, I was holding on to him and I was changing his enclosure while I was holding on to him with my other hand. And I could feel his body just like slack down and just get really relaxed. And it was the first time that he did that. And I was like, oh, shit, this is really, really cool. And since then, I haven't really felt much of like tension from him anymore. And like I can go and just kind of scoop him up, and he like knows me already. So
Yeah,
it's cool to see that like the effort that you put in to this species in particular, and letting them or earning their trust, letting them trust you, so that at one point you're going to go in there and they're going to be like, all right, you know what, we're cool, we're chill. So yeah, it's
Heck
pretty
yeah.
cool.
That's
kind of
what's
like a
up.
level of respect you
Yes.
built towards each other, you know, for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely.
It's like, all right, I'm gonna handle you. I gotta clean your tub, but I'm not gonna mess with you too long because I know you will
Yeah.
get pissy, you know.
Yeah, because
No, I have
too.
some in there for sure that are like that.
Yeah, because not every animal, like not even just Bloods, but like any animal in general, like there's gonna be some where it's just like, hey, I don't want to get fucked with right now. It's like, cool,
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll- it's okay. I don't have to put anything on you. And I've had days where I look at him, I can tell he's already just like, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna push back in. Today, back another day when you're a little more ready to go. You know, that's 100% fine. We don't have to have like this super strict schedule of like, oh well, I have to do it every day or every other day. No, gauge it off of their temperament, gauge it off of how they're feeling that day. It's just like any person, you know, you're gonna have a day where someone's just like, don't fuck with me today. It's like, oh, I'll leave
yeah,
you alone.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yep.
and they let you know.
Yep.
So, what are you feeding your bloods now currently? The adults.
Did you say what am I feeding them?
Yeah.
For adults, for my female, I'm feeding them a large rat every 2 weeks. And those are for the ones that I'm planning to breed this year. If I don't have any plans to breed them, then I would feed them every 3 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Large rats. Oh yeah. So you got some big girls.
Yeah. No, they're pretty thick.
Are you doing frozen thawed or live?
I do all pre-cooked frozen thawed. I don't do any live. I think once you get like a small medium rat, this is just my opinion on it. I just think that doing live is just kind of reckless because the rat's gonna fight back, and the snake just is in more danger. Again, my opinion on it. But even then, like I've never. The last time I did live was probably a fuzzy for my first blood, and that's just because I felt bad seeing him just like swallow it slowly, and I was just
Yeah.
like, oh. I kind of didn't like that. Let's just pre-kill him and just, be done with it.
Come on. No, it's definitely understandable for sure. I get my mindset out of it because I feed ASF to my ball python and I do live, and sometimes like for instance hognose again, when I do mice I like to do pre-kill with them because they can get hurt. My ball pythons and ASFs ain't getting, they hit them things, they're out, they ain't hurting them. But
no, exactly. As long as it's controlled, then like they'll be fine. I've heard, especially like again back in 2014, 2015, people being like, all right, let me just drop the large rat in there. I'll see you tomorrow. They come back and there's snakes up. I'm just like, dude, what happened? It's
Yeah.
like, what happened?
that's like a large
That's like
rat
my
too.
Colombian, my red tail. The rat bit the tail like too much, and died from the wounds.
Yeah,
See,
it's a hard lesson to learn. But
that's a large rat though. Like them teeth are big.
Yeah. It's got teeth, it's got claws, it's gonna do everything it can and not be food, And it's easy in the wild because the snakes have the advantage of being very stealthy. Like they'll sneak attack all their prey.
Yeah.
But you're throwing it in like a gladiator box, 1v1 style. The snake doesn't have much to
Yeah.
So this is Sparta.
Do you plan on getting any other species of reptiles?
So I have a couple of others. I don't just have bloods. As far as snakes go, I have a jungle carpet python.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's older. I actually got him as a trait for a tattoo. Don't do anything like that now, but it's again, it's that thing where it's like, oh, this looks like a cool snake. I'll take it and figure it out later.
Carpets are beautiful, man, especially jungles. Justin has carpets also.
Nice. Yeah, he's super nice. He's definitely a lot older now, so he's a lot more chill. But yeah, again, it's just that thing where like I had to go and learn as much as I could about them on the spot and be like, all right, this is what I got to do for them. And it finally got to a point where I was like, all right, now I can afford the large enclosures, so that way they can have like their branches to perch and things like that. But early on, again, where I was still just kind of like figuring shit out, it was just like I look back at it now and just like, damn, like I would get chewed out so hard for all the things that I was doing early on in the past. But again, we learned sometimes you have to figure out the hard truth. Be like, okay, I really do need to like resituate all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But
how long you had the carpet?
I've had him since 2016, I believe.
Oh,
So
okay.
about 10 years.
Go. Let's
And I
go.
believe that he was 7. I think the person
Oh,
told me he was 10 years old. Maybe he was 5, but um, yeah, I think it's already like what 15, 16 years old at
yeah.
this point. And
Nice.
I'm not sure how long they live. I heard they lived long, but
Gotta be at least 25, 30 years.
yeah. See, I was thinking 25 to 30. So yeah. So he's about midlife little past. But aside from him, I also have 2 indigo snakes. So I have
Oh, nice.
I have a Texas indigo and then an Eastern indigo.
Yeah, I like indigos
Come
too.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, indigos are really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Like my
No,
Indigos.
no interest in ball pythons.
I had to gift to
Too
me
small.
earlier on. They were like my second and third snake after my first blood. Funny enough, he was like, "Hey, like I bought these 2 together. Just put them in the same enclosure, and everything will be fine." I was like, "Okay, cool." And then I was like, for some reason, it didn't, click in my head. But one day I looked up and I was like, "Oh, there's eggs. Cool, awesome." And I didn't know what to do. I actually knew a rat breeder, and I was like, "Hey, do you want these eggs? I don't know who to give them to." And he was like, "Sure." So I just kind of just brushed out that whole thing because at the time I was like, I barely know what I'm doing. I'm gonna deal with eggs, so
Right.
Yeah.
brushed it up. But I ended up rehoming the 2 ball pythons to a buddy of mine, and he probably still has them. If not, depending on how old they were at the time, they might have passed. But that was my only like hands-on experience with ball pythons, and I think that some are really cool looking. But I'm waiting to see if one's really gonna catch my eye. 'Cause right now it's more so like I have a fascination for like very unique patterns, and I haven't seen one that catches me as much as like how bloods have gotten like my attention. So maybe one day if I see the right one, I'll be like, oh, okay, cool. I might have to grab one, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Come on. Say, don't do it. Just get you another carpet or some blood,
Yeah. Once you get into ball pythons, man, you fall down that rabbit hole. So you don't need to do
Yeah.
that.
You'll be like us for sure.
Yeah. I don't know about the capacity right now. I'm still trying to just do what I can with the bloods, but if anything, I might dive more into indigos because indigos are just that other snake where I'm just like
Oh,
they're
hell
so
yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
they're beautiful.
If I grab another one, I'm looking to get an Xanthic blacktail Crebo. I think that's just the
Creepos, yeah, Creepos are
coolest
nice.
looking garment out there. Yeah, it's really
Let's
sick.
Creepos are
go.
nice.
And he said Xanthic too. Let's go. I like that.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had Xanthic Creepos.
Dude, they're so sick. Instead of the gold, they're silver. So you got like a high silver going into the pitch black. It's a really cool animal.
That's badass.
Yeah.
What's going on, Michael?
What's up, Brave?
Oh man. So indigos, how long you been into those?
I got my first one, I believe it was the Texas. I believe it was in 2021 or 2020. So I've had her for about, would it be like 6 years, roughly 5, 6 years. And then I got the male Eastern Indigo about a year after that. He was older than the Texas, so he's probably like, what would that be, like 7 years old, 7, 8 years old right now. So yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty lean. He's a monster when it comes to eating.
What's going on, Justin? So you got a male and a female for like eventually to breed, or you just got a male and a female?
Again, it's that thing where I love the hard to get expensive things in life. So
Okay.
experience, and I was just like, hey, if this is the only way I can get one because it's like local, then I'm gonna take my shot and grab one. No, I think he's one of the coolest snakes ever. I think Dream Archons are like right there, right under Bloods for me as far as just like, okay, if I did decide to jump into another snake for breeding, it would probably be them. But as of right now, I do not have any plans for it.
You picked them up from shows, or
No, it was a local reptile shop that had them.
Come on.
Yeah. So that owner was pretty focused on getting a lot of higher end animals. I know he would get a lot of like select dwarf retics from Garrett, I believe his name is, Reach Out Reptiles. And then he had someone locally that he was getting his Dramarcon from. So he had like Easterns, Texas, Mexican Indigos. He also had an Exantic Flectel, which is how I found out about them, but it wasn't for sale. So I saw it and I was like, all right, at one point I need to have one of these. They're just so cool.
Yeah, I gotta see one. I gotta see. I have to. I'm gonna find one somewhere.
Yeah, there's a one breeder I believe is in California that I was talking to about grabbing one, but things happened. I ended up diving into breeding this year, so I just didn't end up putting into the plans to get one. But maybe in a year or two, I'll have to go for it.
Come on. Yeah, I'd say they're pretty much up to age now, aren't they? So you could pretty much just shoot for the moon and try for it.
Yeah.
So, do you have a favorite snake in your collection?
I have one that just kind of tugs at my heartstrings. she's my T negative albino. Her name is Bessa. She's actually the one that laid the second clutch that I have.
Okay.
Just the best animal. As far as patterns go, I don't want to say she's not anything special. She's amazing, but as far as like heavy combos go, I do have another girl. She's currently in quarantine, but she is a Fallout T positive albino blood python, and the Fallout consists of Ivory, Goldeneye, and Fatigue. So you got one super combo or super gene, and then you got two other genes in there. So really, really nice looking animal. Her eyes are just super pretty.
Nice. If you want to show anything, you're welcome to.
What was that?
I'd say so. You will be running some albino then of the bloods.
Yes, yeah. So
the
the second clutch is going to have T negative for sure. Whether they're going to be all T negative, I don't know. I don't know who the male is, but for sure, a good portion of the clutch is going to be T negative. Which, since again I wasn't planning for them, pretty much all of them are going to end up being sold. So I have a couple of people that have been really interested in that clutch specifically. So I'm already pretty sure they'll go pretty quick.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So next season, how many clutches are you going to actually try and go for? How many girls do you have that's going to be ready to go?
So my plan, we'll see how it all goes, but my plan is to basically do 2 to 3 clutches a year. Start off really slow. I don't have too much space to store too many babies, but I got some plans to play around with like T negatives. And then there's just, again, a bunch of newer genes that are coming into blood pythons. The newest, not newest, but one of the newer ones that I'm going to dive into is called the Druid gene. It was produced by Elijah. He runs Juggernaut.
Okay.
So, I'm getting a female from him in September, and then I got a male from Richard, I believe his name is, who is 616 Serpents. And once the male gets old enough, I'll be able to pair the two. And druids, when you pair them together, the super druid is currently as close to an Exanthic as you can get with bloods. It's like almost a high white body. It's just a really cool black and gray smoky like dorsal pattern. It's just really sick and cool.
Okay. So are your plans to breed like primarily for you to create a snake that you want, or you just want to breed and just to make cool combos?
It's a little bit of both. When it comes to the newer visual genes, definitely like want to breed mostly for myself. Like with the druid stuff, once you get into more of the combo morphs, there's so many of them that are just really cool that I just want one. So I'm breeding it mostly to have them in my own personal collection. But there's also like current projects that I have kind of like mapped out where it's like, okay, when we go down into 2029, I'm hoping to produce some stuff that like hasn't been seen yet, or at least hopefully hasn't been seen yet. And I think that that's just kind of the the goalpost for most blood breeders, at least as far as what we try to strive for, is just breeding with intent and making sure that every clutch you pull out isn't just something that's been done before, and it's either refining or creating something new, or just bringing up that extra level of quality for bloods. Because I think there's just too many snakes to get kind of like run of the mill, and then it becomes hard to sell, and then you have this life that just ends up in a bad situation because nobody kind of wants it, you know?
Facts. Facts.
Makes
For
sense.
sure. So once you get like, say, like 3 years from now, how many clutches do you kind of want to regularly get pushing a year?
I'm thinking about probably like four a year. I'm not trying to do anything super like high production because it's only me. If I end up running into anybody where it comes down to the possibility of having like a team or like helpers or things of that nature, and I can like maybe manage like a small unit where I can kind of move everything to have like a storefront, so to speak, so I can have more room, and maybe I'll ramp up production. But right now it's very small. Again, I'm doing it mostly because like I want certain numbers in my collection. Anything else that I want to hand off, then I can sell off to anybody who wants to buy them. But it's also that thing where it's like right now, anything that I breed, I 100% have in my head that I can potentially keep all of them. So I'm not
Gotcha.
trying to go. With it.
Makes sense.
How many eggs can they have in one clutch altogether?
Read my
That's
mind.
From what I've seen, the smallest size I've seen was, I believe, 8 eggs. The highest I've seen was, I believe, 31.
Oh, hell no.
So yeah, 4 clutches at even 25. You're looking at
Yeah.
100 babies.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So
That's why
it's
I was kind of getting at, because I was thinking in my head like, well, even 4 could maybe, because I mean I know Hognose World, another one,
Yeah.
example is you can have a set of clutch of babies and a month later have another clutch. They can double clutch on
Yeah.
you, so you're looking
Wow.
at a crap ton of babies for it. But yes,
Yeah.
see, it's manageable. You're being smart, because I think like if you shot for the moon for 8 or 9 of those, look at those numbers that you can hit. You're like you're just sitting there like, what do I do?
Yeah.
For sure.
No, exactly. I'm trying to keep all that into account too, because it's like every head that I bring into the world, that's another mouth I gotta feed. So that's
Yeah,
just
and
more-
you're not producing rodents, you're buying rodents, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
makes sense.
Definitely have no plans to produce my own rodents, so there's just a lot of money I gotta do on making sure I got food for them. And until again I start seeing how many I end up selling annually or however that comes out to, then I can kind of gauge from there, being like, okay, if I can put this much money back into it, then I know how much I can kind of like elevate that production down the line. But I'm starting super slow, super short, or super small right now, and just kind of see how everything goes.
Have you ever thought about maybe producing your own rodents, or you're just like, it's out of the question right now?
Completely out of the question.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I get it for sure. I definitely get it.
Yeah, it's just a
I breed
lot.
them, so it can be pain in the butt sometimes. So I definitely get it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Too much work.
It could be a lot of work. It can be smelly at times. Of course, you get chew outs. You get all types of shit that happen. Accidents happen. Period in this world.
No, 100%.
Breeding rodents.
Yeah.
So.
And you need his own dedicated space for it. So I get it.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's just that thing where it's like I can only do so much with this hobby because I do own the tattoo shop and I do that whole other side as my main income. So that already takes about 60 to 70% of my day. And then, bloods and breeding what I have right now is the other 30%. So I pushed in where it's like adding rodents to the mix is just not feasible.
Right.
Gotcha. What style of tattoos are you into?
I do a lot of like anime, pop culture stuff. I'm really like in the nerdy stuff. I started off doing black and gray realism, so I did a lot of like animal portraits.
Oh, I like realism.
But it just got to the point where there was just too many people working that style, so I ended up making a shift. And once I narrowed down like the type of audience I wanted, the type of demographic I needed, everything started to kind of upscale better for me because I was kind of honing in on a market that wasn't really being tapped on at the time.
Yeah, I've probably seen like almost every episode of Ink Master. So I'm into all of that.
Oh yeah.
Good job, Brave. You gonna see Spider-Man Thursday. Don't tell me nothing about the movie. I am not gonna see it till Saturday. And Odyssey was dope too. You seen it too, George, right? Odyssey. Dope,
Yes.
dope movie, man. And
I haven't seen it yet. I'm going to.
bro, you wildin'.
It's a good. Was it good? Y'all liked it?
Yeah, yeah, I give it a 10. I give it a 10.
Let's
So,
go.
yeah.
Let's
Really,
go.
really good movie. Absolutely must watch.
But I'm a big Greek and Roman mythology nerd. I'm serious about it. Like serious about it. I should have took
Come
classics
on.
in college. I love that stuff so much. I don't know why I
I'm
didn't.
definitely gonna watch it. I just ain't watched it yet. I'm going to though. I ain't missing out on it. That's for sure.
Yeah, don't. So how long you been doing tattoos?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit 15 years in November.
Come
Oh,
on. Come
Yeah,
on.
nice.
so it's been a while.
Let's go.
Hmm.
So where did it all start with the tattoos? Like what kind of like were you kind of high school and just like fuck it, I can draw good, let me try tattoos or what?
Yeah, I mean, I've been drawing my whole life. Like, I can think back as far as like kindergarten where I was doing like little doodles and stuff like that. And then I had an uncle that actually did tattoos, and he gave me my first three. And from there, it just kind of clicked in my head, like, oh wait, like, I can just do this for money. Like, why am I not doing this? You know? And
Yeah.
yeah, he helped situate me for my first setup and things like that. Gave me a couple pointers, and then yeah, I just kind of took off with it. Again, kind of similar to my approach with the reptiles, just kind of like, hey, just take it a day, learn something new every day, and eventually you'll reach where you want to reach. But I think the biggest thing was that I went into it with the mentality of like, okay, I'm not trying to do this just to do it. Like, I want to see myself get up to where all of those like really great artists go, and I just had that be like the standard, and I just continue pushing it higher and higher and higher. So I've always just like leveled up every time something new popped through or there was something I didn't understand. I would just try to figure it out as quick as I could or as efficiently as I could, and I at this point I own my own shop. I got a really great team with me, and yeah, we're doing really good.
Let's
That's what's
go.
up.
Let's go.
That's what's up, man.
Got some
That's the
reptiles
dream.
in there too, so when people come in and check out, the artwork, they got a little snake over there.
You gotta have some on display,
Gotta have
man. You
some show
got
and
to.
tell in there.
That's what
I,
carpet is good for, display animals, man. You gotta put the carpet out
Yeah.
there.
all I'm saying is that if the unit next to us if they end up vacating, then that's exactly what I'm going to do.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go. Let's go. That'd be pretty badass, and you can go back and forth. I got my
Yeah.
shop here and I got my shop here. Let's go.
Exactly,
Which one I go
exactly.
to, Now with the tattooing and stuff, I gotta ask. I know kind of like my lady's had hair for years, and she's traveled to conventions to New York, everywhere. Now, have you kind of done that with a tattoo, where you kind of just travel and get more like learn different skills, or you just kind of like self-teaching, or are you meeting? I mean, some of us obviously
Yeah.
learn people better than us to learn from that too, So
Yeah. So a lot of what I went through was a lot of self-teaching. It wasn't until like, the last like 6, 7 years where I was like, okay, let me actually get into some conventions. Let me actually go through that whole process. The thing about it though, for me is that whenever I went to the show, I was working the show, so it was hard to like talk to other artists and like pick anybody's brain, things like that. So conventions for me is just more of a way to just kind of connect with like uh, the people that are like coming through and just kind of build the name of it. Um, I right now, everything's getting more expensive, flight tickets and things like that. I've narrowed it down personally to just 2 shows that I do a year. The first show I do is in Chicago, or pretty close to it. It's actually a Godzilla convention, and we have a whole room there in the hotel, and we just tattoo the whole weekend. And then, for October, we have our anime convention, which is the biggest anime convention in the country, and you get people from all across the world flying over to Virginia, and just tattoo.
It's in Virginia.
Yeah, Richmond.
Richmond. I want to. I'm in West Virginia. I wonder how far that is. I would definitely go to an anime convention, man.
Yeah.
That much further, I don't think, homie.
Yeah, it can be. That would be dope. Well, you said in October.
Yeah, it's always the first weekend of October. It's called the Anime Income.
Okay, that's my plan.
Let's go.
So, before we let you out of here, do you want to show any animals? Do you want anything?
Yeah, I got a couple that I can show off. I don't know if there's anything in particular you guys would want to see, but
I definitely want to see the chrome head. So I love those.
Oh yeah, he's super chill. I can get him out. Give me a sec.
Come on.
Blow you up. Right to the bathroom real quick.
Little.
Oh, still grabbing. Oh, until he comes back. He runs to the bathroom real quick. Now I'm gonna miss it. Yeah, I like those. Chrome has a dope, and that's another
I
one.
think I've never seen one, a chrome head. Never seen one.
Oh no, I seen one at a show.
Oh wow.
Big and
That is
Yeah,
big.
he's really he's pretty chromed out too, so you can see a bit of his silver. Sometimes his head gets a little dark, but it's pretty good for right now. You get to see a lot of that silver, but silver pretty much shows up throughout most of the body, and you get also some of those browns. But yeah, it's a really nice snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick.
Chilling.
I like the pattern.
Chilling.
I like the color.
Yeah. Like the gold eyes.
Yeah, they have like gold orange eyes.
Dennis, what up, Brody?
What up, Dennis?
Yeah. No, this they don't get as big as Bloods. This guy's about 6 years old. So, and then males are usually a little bit shorter as well. My female, she's not a chrome head, but she is my biggest snake. She's hitting like 6.5, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some big poopies.
Yeah. They only poop like a couple times a year, right? So it'd be a lot.
Yeah. So action range, and I think the longest that I've had a blood wait until it pooped was like a year and like 3 months.
Damn.
So wait,
Yeah, when it came out, it came out.
You only clean poop like twice a year then?
Sometimes it's more regularly. I think it really just depends. But they do retain like their waste pretty often. There's a theory, I guess you want to call it a theory. The reason why they hold their poops and stuff is that they use it to anchor their back half of their body, so when they strike, they can strike and just hold them down from like flying at you essentially.
Oh, okay.
They have a really, really powerful strike. And that's kind of like the big intimidation part of it when it comes to them. Is that
it's like a punch, pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much like a Mike Tyson punch. But yeah. Luckily, this guy's never stuck at me either, and I'm hoping that he doesn't, change that decision now. But he's doing fine. Yeah, he's pretty relaxed. As long as like the long tongue flicks are going on, then usually that's a good sign. And also the fact that he's not like crouching his neck like too tucked in, it's usually a good sign that he's doing good. He's not too uncomfortable right now. But they're not used to like in the air as much as terrestrial, so I can feel him wanting to like back up and find like more groundage in this back area of his body.
Okay.
But yeah, let me show you my other ones. He's pretty much the opposite in terms of color.
I did not know that. I just learned something new.
Yeah, right.
I'm in here cleaning shit every week.
Yeah, that's one. I guess that's one of the benefits. Less shit cleaning up. But,
like,
I heard they take some massive dumps.
You don't want to monitor. I promise you that, man.
They shit a lot.
Oh yeah. Well, the good part about a monitor, she's an Asian water monitor, so of course she like just goes in a water bowl. So
Goes in the water,
out, makes fresh. But she's outside too. If she was inside, you're talking that could be a little bit different story there. That's pretty wild. I did not know that. That is pretty cool. That's interesting to know. I just learned something new. I like it.
Always good to learn something new.
See, I could have bought a blood and then been thinking, this thing ain't pooping. What's going
on?
Wrong
with this, bro. Like I remember my first pie, bro. I remember my first pie, and when it went to shed, it turns pink, and I didn't know that. I was like, oh man, I did something to my snake. What's wrong with my snake?
I burnt it.
That is wicked.
Crazy looking.
Yeah. So this, let's see. This is a GoldenEye, I believe. But yeah, they have a pretty white, yellowish tone body to them. And once you get into like GoldenEyes, ivories, things like that, they reduce a lot of the pattern. So you get a lot of this almost like patternless body. But like ivories are usually known for having like this dorsal pattern here.
Mm-hmm.
And then GoldenEye just kind of like really breaks it out. This is where you get a lot of these like more spottings versus like a long stripe kind of feel.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I know GoldenEye actually had GoldenEye retics. I didn't know they had them in the Bloods too.
Yeah, no. GoldenEyes are definitely like the most popular morph when it comes to blood pythons. At least as far as I've seen and as far as what I've tracked. Yeah, people really love that gene.
That's sick. That is sick.
Yeah, that's so different. I've never seen one like that.
Never. Yeah.
So he's really cool. And let me I'll do one more here, just so I can show you the model of that first fletch, and you really see how crazy the pattern gets when you have like.
I like the size on there. Like I said, a lot of bloods. That's what I say throws me off on bloods is the size factor, and
but that size is cool.
The size of those are decent,
Yeah,
it's not
super
fat,
not like overly fat, like.
Yeah. It's the wideness that gets me. Like when you go to a show and I see him at a show and you see that head and then it goes to like a wide ass body. I'm like, it reminds me of like a slug, but those are gorgeous, man. I love them.
Yeah, there's a lot more variety than a lot of people have seen. And even like with the body like mass, there's some people that overfeed them, and that's not the best for them either. Like as long as you're getting a good chunk of like heft onto them, you shouldn't have to see where like the head is so small compared to the rest of the body, at least as adult, But this guy's like 2 years old, so he still has like a bunch of years.
Oh, okay.
Pretty impressive in the size. He's been growing.
That is too cool, though. You said is GoldenEye what else?
GoldenEye Ivory.
GoldenEye Ivory. Okay.
Yeah.
That's clean. Cool. I like that.
Let me go ahead and get the last one here.
Yep.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I like that. Something different.
Gonna have me looking at bloods at Daytona now. I'm gonna be at Daytona. I know there's some pretty good, decent blood guys that go there every year too. So I'm like, I might stop by them tables and check them out.
It sounds like it, right? The first snake you brought up was the chrome head is silver too, silver and black, but it also had some brown in it. Oh man, that's different too. Oh,
yeah,
granity.
Yeah, so this is a ivory batik. So, like I said, with the ivory, they get that dorsal pattern going up the spine. So what batik does, instead of reducing the pattern, it actually breaks apart the pattern. So you get a lot more of this speckling all throughout the body.
Mm-hmm. I like
She
that.
she's awesome. She is
Yeah.
the mom of my clutch that's hatching
That's
right
the one
now.
that's near and dear to your heart. Has the soft spot in your heart. Her right there.
No, so that's my team negative. I can bring
Oh.
her out too, but she's a little more like, at least right now, lately, she's been a little more like, hey, I'm kind of good in my little hive, or not little hive, but in her
Oh, I
hive.
got you.
I don't play her too much, but
Mhm.
she's been wanting to come out for a little bit, so I figured I'd give her some screen time. But I got her
Come on.
specifically
Yeah.
because there's a lot of like gray coloration in it. So I kind of want to like reduce that out more. And
Mhm.
my whole thing is like I love the xanthic look, so like gray going into black. So if I can reduce some of this like yellowish tone in the bodies and like really forefront the gray tones, I think they would look really really cool. So
That's coming from the ivory, the light.
yeah, yeah,
Come on. I like the sandy look to it.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Cool. There's a lot of like bold spectrum colors. It's not just blacks. Tones. You got those things like that in there. She's awesome.
Yeah, that's sick.
Yeah, I like that head.
Cool.
That's just a cool snake all around.
Yeah, they're still awesome. Like these are just like two of the many different types of morphs that just make them look really really cool. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever get tired of having this species.
Come
Let's see if I
on.
can put her back.
Mhm.
I like it.
Actually,
Yeah,
I got. Let me bring out one more.
Yep, yep.
Definitely gonna be some good chameleon people. I know one. He's
Yeah.
actually on the show with
He's on the show. Beachside Chameleons.
Come on, Mike.
How your chameleons doing, Justin?
Do what?
How your chameleons doing? Your
Honestly,
chameleons, how are they?
They're doing great. Actually, I'm gonna be hooking as soon as I got the show. I got some Mister Systems in. So I'll be hooking the Mister Systems up tonight when I get off the show. Because we're going to Daytona. I'm gonna leave my brother up to missing him because I'll come home and the cage door flipped open. Something will happen. It was about time, dude. See, that is wild. Look at them colors.
Yes, that'd be crazy.
So this is my favorite combo morph when it comes to bloods. So this is called a pixel python. So this is a combination of Goldeneye and
Okay, and she's
he's
so
like,
big too.
yeah. So he's one of my bigger bloods that are like about 2 years old. Both of my pixels actually, I have his brother as well. They're just massive compared to the other 2024s that I have. But the big thing that I really like about them is that you have this really crazy like red pattern coming through very down the side. And they're even cool because they have like this pattern even in the belly.
Mhm.
Apparently that's unique to a lot of different snakes. Most of the time it's just plain in the bottom. But it's really cool seeing that they have their own pattern even just on this bottom area.
That's a big snake for a male too.
Yeah. Them colors. That's definitely my favorite one that you pulled out.
Yeah.
I like the color.
Yeah, look at that. It's so busy.
That's
Yeah. No, he's super cool. He's going to be one of my main breeders because I want to take this morph and I want to refine it to the point where they tend to get a little more like caramelized as they age up. So like these yellows and reds start to kind of go a little more into the brownish side. So I want to pair him with some really high red animals, and just really brighten this part out and contrast against like these darker red tones here. And if you ever see it in person, because I know right now with the bad lighting, everything looks a little bit muted. But when you see it in person, all these reds just really pop through, and it's such a cool pattern.
come. Look, I'm a sunset fan in ball pythons, and that's like the color right there. You know, I like them
Hmm.
colors, them red oranges.
Thank you, Mitzi. So that's George's Instagram. So make sure y'all subscribe to him. We'll give him a follow. Give him a follow.
Come on.
Thanks
Appreciate that.
again.
But yeah, he's a really cool guy. His brother's pretty much the exact same. He has a more like heavier speckling on his dorsal pattern, but I got him this guy specifically because he has a lot cleaner of a look. So I want to really bump that contrast between having a heavy pattern and then a very like lean tone up on the top. Yeah. This
I was
is
gonna say too, even with those clutches you just had, you at least know what moms are, so you got, you know, a good bit
Yeah.
of the genes, you know.
yeah. Because the second pitch I have from my T negative, he's actually someone that I'm going to pair him to because the T negative pixel blood pythons aren't super common. I believe there's only been like 2 or 3 people that produced one, and one of them has like 2 or 3 of them. So I just want one. So uh, no plans to do much else, but just to have a T negative of this pattern. It's gonna be really sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let me get this guy back.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that is like the most docile I've seen, you know, bloods. What is that, like the second person we've had on that we've been like, damn, look at that, you know,
Yeah.
compared to my last, you know, 2 years ago when I was seeing experiences with these, it was not this
Yeah,
time.
dude. Like most like all the ones that I seen in person, man, I seen a lot of like aggressive ones. So that's why I like.
You
But
know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Alright.
sick. I like it. You definitely got me interested. Like I said, I'm going to go to Daytona and I'll be looking at some now, you know.
Yeah, typically in October, isn't it?
Yep.
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 Yeah.
Yep.
I want to see if I can make it just to check it out, but right now, just with how everything's going, I'm just not sure if I can make it. But that's one show where I definitely want to go and just see what everybody's got.
So I see you keeping them in racks. So what's your warm side and your cool side?
For Bloods, the hot spot, I'll do about 84 degrees max. They don't
Okay.
need like super high temperatures. Cool side, it'll range between like 75, 77. I keep it more on 77, but I would say 75 is like the absolute coldest. And that's just because I've seen them choose that temperature, which is why I haven't bothered to go a little bit higher. But overall, they're pretty good if you can keep solid ambient temp, usually 80 degrees all across the board works really well for them. If you want to give them the option, that's fine too. I've known plenty of breeders that do one or the other, so they're not super strict, but just as long as you're not getting it too hot in there, because a lot of people would make that mistake early on where they would go 90-degree hot spot and it would just irritate them, and that's also what leads to them having like a bad attitude.
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd say they're not ball pythons, so that's
Yeah,
know,
no,
to me that's what we kind of run our hogs around 82 to 84, I would say. So that to
yeah,
me that's
yeah,
kind
about
of like
it.
the honey spot for, you know, a lot of species are that. Like you just said, like not everything needs to be cooked high.
Yes.
For sure. I've learned that. I used to think, so that was because I went through, you know, before I got into this industry, I used to think everything needed to be, like you just said, 90 degrees, 89, 90, you know. Then when you had a bearded dragon, you're like, wait, 100 and something? All right, cool. You know, you're a mastiff, you're like, whoa, that's 120, 100, you know, 15.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they're crazy. I have a female bearded dragon, and yeah, it's I had to move her away from this location into a different room because it was just getting too hot for them. So I was like, all right, let's find a better spot for you.
I keep mine outside all year long.
Yeah, yeah, I could probably take them out for walks, and they'll be fine.
Right. So yeah, you're in there. It's a little bit drier,
Oh, yeah.
a little bit different there, you know, for sure.
I think we hit like 117 the other day.
Chill.
We get like 1.8, 110, I would say, but I wouldn't say we're up there like the 117. Like you talking almost 120 right there. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've hit that before in one of the past years.
Nah, see, I'm good.
Of course, I do remember what years ago, Keys. You were probably here in Florida when we had that year where the dumpster lids were like melting, and they were warning people about that. Like, don't go grab the dumpster lid; it can burn you. And you could literally drive and see them caved in because it was so hot. You know.
Florida's crazy too. You
It
got the
is.
humidity, man.
I can only imagine Arizona. Jeez.
Yeah, that dry heat.
Yeah. I know a lot of people say the dry hurt, but it still sucks.
We're gonna let you get up out of here, George. Man, we appreciate you coming on and showing off some of your animals, man. And good luck with those clutches you got there.
Yeah, no, thanks, man. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, show them out, post them on the story and stuff. I like to see what's going on with them for sure, and see the progress of them coming out and everything. I'm definitely interested now.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been making videos on Instagram of the process so far. I just posted a video on the T negative clutch, so that's the one I'm gonna start cycling through in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, now that these guys are starting out the eggs, a lot of video probably within the next week or so, just showing how everybody's come out the eggs and how everything's looking. But yeah, there's a backlog.
Cool.
Share info when it comes to Bloods and short tails. I know that they're not super in the popular space, so I just wanted to kind of invent general like info how anybody like recently looking to find more recent videos can find like good information.
Come on.
Do you have any other socials?
What was that?
You have any other socials? Like TikTok or YouTube?
It's just Instagram. I do have a TikTok. I do got to post on that more. I'm definitely a lot more active on Instagram. So that's where you get like the most frequent like activity and updates.
Do you have a tattoo page also, or just the business page?
Yeah. So my tattoo page is Baron Skira. My shop is Ink Tattoo Studio, so it's like right here on my cap. But yeah, you can follow any of those. You can check out me or all the other artists that I have in there. Again, we mostly do anime pop culture stuff, but we do have a new artist that does like realism, fantasy, kind of things of that nature. So we're trying to kind of like widen out the demographic a bit.
Come on.
All right, cool. This Intaku or Intaku, okay.
Yeah, Ink Tattoo Studio.
That's cool too. You got a realism guy in there to do some real art. Like that's my favorite. Like because I'm an animal person, so I love seeing those animal tattoos that you're like, wow, that looks like what it should be. You know, that looks real right there.
Right.
So shading, you see like you got in the background and in the front, and everything's pooling right. You know, you're like, hell yeah, that looks good. You know, I like that. Sure.
It's definitely a process because I did a lot of realism in my early years, and funny enough, the artist that I got in for realism, she's letting me tattoo a photorealistic alligator on her leg. So yeah, we've been on like 3 sessions so far, just getting all those scale details and water details in there. It's a process, but it's coming out really sick.
It's the shading, a lot of it, isn't it? Especially with realism, it's 90% of that shading. You got to have that on point, you know, for sure.
Yeah, no, exactly.
That's Ink's top 2 link right there. I just gave you just subscribe. I'll give you up there. I'll be stalking that.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
All right. Anything you want to say before we end the show?
I don't think so. Just if you're looking to get into pythons, or if you're interested in like getting more info on them, one, you can check out any of the videos that I put up, or you can go on the Blood Pythons Facebook group page. There's so many breeders in there, so much good information. Just do all the research you can before you jump on it, and just feel confident that if you do grab one, that you're gonna be able to give it like the best that it can, because these animals already have bad reputation. So just go with it in mind, knowing that there's a little bit of learning curve, but they're super rewarding once you earn their trust and you get to really just enjoy them for what they are and the really cool patterns and things like that.
Come on.
Nice. And I'm gonna follow your personal tattoo page. Do I have yeah. All right, dope. I'm gonna make it out to Arizona, man. I'll stop by and get a tattoo.
Hell yeah, dude. Just let me know.
Yeah, hopefully, I'll be. Well, I'm going to make it to the anime. I don't call it anime con, but I'll.
Oh yeah. If you do, let me know. I'll let you know which booth I'm in.
Oh, for sure. Hell yeah. All right,
Cool.
Justin, anything you want to say before we sign off, brother?
Like I tell the chat, thank you guys for coming out. Couldn't do it without you guys, that's for sure. And Baron, it was definitely nice seeing all your stuff, man. I'm loving the Bloods. I'm not gonna go as soon as I get off here. I'm gonna go check out your ink page too. So I'll be following you, same thing like he's doing. Be watching the ink, you know. But definitely, I like to see what's the update on these clutches, man. I like to see what's going on with all of them for sure, because like I'm kind of interested now, for sure.
Yeah. No,
I learned
man.
some new stuff today. I didn't know Bloods didn't poop that much. You know, I'm over here. I can't poop every week. You know, so I'm like, that's pretty cool. You know.
Oh yeah,
Learned some
man.
interesting stuff, man. Definitely keep it up.
Justin, I just sent you the link to his tattoo page, his personal tattoo page. It's in your IG.
Come on. Let's go.
All right, and don't forget to tap into the RW on Thursday and Civil Service on Saturdays. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna see y'all on Wednesday for balls and things. We got who in the building? We got Ashton back in the building. From Catalina Wine Mixer, Catalina Morph Mixer, excuse me, and we got our co-host from Morph and Ivy, Becky in the building also. So we're gonna be coming up. So make sure y'all tap in on Wednesday. It's gonna be fun, and then we'll see y'all again on Friday when we let our head down. But you know what to do, man. Get those smiles out, get those flowers out. Tomorrow's not promised. 5 minutes from now, it's not promised. Call your mother, get the fuck out my phone, cause we out. Yeah.